Is this thing recording? Yeah. Pardon me. So, I'm trying out a different app for recording video, which it automatically stabilizes the horizontal line. So I'm holding my phone vertically at the moment. It's giving me horizontal video or regular video. But then as you rotate it and it fills the frame, it has the effect of zooming out. And then you rotate it the other way and it zooms in, extreme close up. Right, so yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna just place this here, a bit wobbly at the moment. Yeah, that works, I think. Oh. Get a bit more zoom out of it. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, looking good in this light. So it's day 4. Like I said yesterday and the day before, going to be here again today. Today has not started as ideally as I'd like it to. My first alarm went off at 6 o'clock this morning. I, in my finer wisdom, turned it off, or snoozed it for half an hour, and then half hour later, when the next alarm went off, I just carried on sleeping basically, and another hour and a bit went by which point the kids were awake, the whole house started moving kind of thing, and it just threw off my whole morning routine. But I did persevere to an extent. Got my writing in, spent 10-15 minutes writing or journaling, or scribing if you're a Miracle Morning follower. Then I was going to spend a few minutes reading, but at the moment I've got terrible toothache. Well, not right now. I've taken some painkillers since, but I've got one tooth that's very shit, for lack of a better description. It's got low density. It's just a weak tooth in general, and I had a root canal on it a couple of years ago, and now it's just flaring up again. So yeah, whilst I was waiting for the painkillers to kick in, the part of the act of reading just wasn't it just wasn't an option, because my whole head was throbbing. Anyone who's ever experienced toothache will know the feeling, and it's fucking terrible. I've got a running nose as well. Yeah, so at some point today I've yet to squeeze in the parts of meditation, visualizations, affirmations, exercise. Exercise won't be a problem. I'm kind of spoiling what will be the topic of a video that I'm working on. A slightly longer video, maybe 10 minutes, so not massively long, not a drag. It's just one I need to edit and put together at some point. Just been really busy with work recently and not had a chance to sort of sit down and edit the video. I would do it at home, but the laptop I've got, my personal laptop, is getting a bit old. It's terrible for editing video. So hence why a lot of these videos are just uncut, unedited, recorded, uploaded, boom. It's far more efficient. Speaking of efficiency, in my exercise regimes, I have noticed that efficiency is not always the best way for burning calories, let's say, burning calories, losing weight, um, and obviously increased efficiency is a mark of increasing your, let's say, your what's it called, that your VO2 max, as in how efficiently you can utilize oxygen and turn it into mechanical or whatever movement, whatever the scientific or technical terms are there for it. So what I'm talking about is, for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks now, I have been finishing up my gym sessions with cardio, and the cardio exercise that I've chosen is cycling. Not road cycling, it's exercise bike in the gym, because the only bike I have personally is a BMX, and that's not really conducive to long distance cycling. It's a BMX. So what I've noticed is, initially it was a challenge in that I didn't have to really push too hard to get my heart rate up. There were a few times where I would easily be able to have my heart rate sit in the sort of 120 to 130 range, and the effort required to do that was relatively low compared to now, if that makes sense. Obviously at the time it was tough, but doing that same difficulty and speed of exercise, as in putting the resistance at the level it was then and then cycling at the same speed, now my heart rate would hover around 90 BPM. So to enable me to push my heart rate to even just 120 now requires nearly double the effort from before, to the point where it literally feels like my fucking kneecaps want to jump out of my skin. I think I need to get some lubrication up in my knees. And obviously that's just the load and the stress and the speed of the movement. It all sort of convolutes in the knees. So what I've been thinking is, a lot of especially bigger guys always say cardio doesn't have to be hard. Doing something like cycling is probably a bit nonsensical, because there's not a body weight exercise, and if you're heavy, the best cardio you can do is something that involves body weight. So be it running, walking, burpees, fuck that, anything like that, to utilize the heavy weight that you've got and make the most of it. So running for me is not really an option, because I am still really heavy and I get shin splints to no end, to the point where I can't walk for a couple of days if I attempt running, even on a treadmill, which is obviously padded and slightly spring loaded. I'm fine running for the first few minutes, and then I start getting like ankle pains, and then the next day my shins and my ankles and my knees and everything are just kind of giving up on life in general. So running's out of the question. But what is possible is walking at a higher intensity, i.e. if I set the incline to the max, so I think it goes up to like 15 degrees, so I just ramp it up to the max and walk, start out at a slow pace, check my heart rate, keep increasing the pace like 5-10% at a time until my heart rate sort of starts edging into that 120 to 130 range. So 120 to 130 range is comfortable enough to sustain for a long period of time, but it's also high enough to kind of have you be in that cardio range. So yeah, going to change that up as far as cardio is concerned. So like I said, it's been nearly 6 weeks now that I've been experimenting with cycling. I've gotten to the point where the cycling is becoming a chore, because I can't get my heart rate up enough without really, ramping up the difficulty and speed. So yeah, and it just becomes uncomfortable eventually. So and then the other thing I want to do that I'm going to start today. Well, I need to do a bit of research first, but I've been doing a lot of, or still been doing a lot of isolation exercises, which if you're just trying to pack on muscle and your aim is to lose fat, I suppose, from what I've seen and read, that it's just a waste of time. Isolation exercises, so like bicep curls or tricep pushdowns, stuff like that, is all well and good if you're a bodybuilder. You're trying to just pack on size and on certain muscles and muscle groups. But what really makes a difference, what really builds muscle overall, like skeletal muscle, is heavy compound exercises. So I want to find out what the, let's say, 6, 7, 8 most effective compound exercises are that you can lift heavy weights with. So obviously, like deadlifts and squats, those two I'm familiar with. I can do those to fairly heavy standards. Then like all the bench press, incline press, etc. But yeah, I just want to sort of have a collection of a few compound exercises, compound lifts that I can do with heavy weights or silly high reps. Because again, in like squats and deadlifts, they also involve body weight. So you're getting the bonus there. I know the likes of deadlifts and squats. If you do them for high reps, even with low weight, yeah, it sends the heart rate spiking, which is a good thing. So anyway, I have babbled on enough for today. Let's have another extreme close-up as I sign off. Yeah, until tomorrow, have a great day.